Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Netchuk Arts. Today's topic, used vinyl review. Now, many of you know that I'm trying to build a vinyl collection, and secondary to that, what I'm trying to do is rebuild the vinyl collection that I had back in the 1980s. I was very much into punk rock and the early new wave bands that were coming out of that time period. I had quite a collection, and unfortunately, it was all taken away in an in-home robbery when someone broke into my home and stole my record collection. Between you and me, I suspect one of the punk rockers that used to hang around my place back in those days. But that's another story for another time. Well, point here today is I was able to find one of those old albums that I used to have, and I was very happy to find it and grab it and listen to it once again after so much time had passed. This is Pearl Harbor and the Explosions. They had a moderate amount of success back in the 80s. They got some pretty decent airplay out of KROQ, the big punk and new wave station out of Pasadena back in the day. They had a moderate amount of airplay, and they also had a good amount of play in the new wave dance clubs at the time. So, Pearl Harbor and the Explosions, they're out of San Francisco. And at the time, Frisco had really a pretty good music scene all on its own. LA had a big first wave of punks and new wave groups. Well, San Francisco had the same thing going for them. Romeo Void, one of my favorites, came out of Frisco. The DKs, Dead Kennedys, one of my favorite punk groups, came out of Frisco. And Pearl Harbor and the Explosions. Now, here is the rear of the cover, and here's the band. This lead singer, I love her voice. This is Pearl E. Gates, known as the singer Pearl Harbor, and her backup group, the Explosions. Now, side one brings us most of the successful tunes that Pearl Harbor and the Explosions gave us. It starts out, my favorite song of theirs, Drivin'. You might remember that song. Again, it had moderate to a high level of radio play and definite club play. I'm only driving. I'm a terrible singer, but that's kind of how the song went. I'm only driving. It's got a real, like a very fluid, bouncy kind of guitar, which is their signature sound. And the bass line is trippy because it almost feels like they recorded the bass line and it's being played back in reverse. It's got a real herky-jerky kind of feel to it. So really unique. I enjoy that sound. So Drivin' is on there, and Don't Come Back is also the second cut on side one is pretty good. That one is very new wavy feel, and it's got like the guys in the band get to put their chorus together, and it's kind of like a rising feel good chorus kind of song. Not bad at all. That was You Got It. You Got It is the second song on there that I was talking about. Third song is Don't Come Back. That one kind of has like a cowpunk kind of feel. Lots of new wave bands were kind of experimenting and playing with what was known as cowpunk. And that one I feel kind of fits into that mode a little bit. Side one closes out with Shut Up and Dance, which also had a lot of airplay and a lot of club play. Shut up, shut up, shut up and dance, kind of like that. I don't know if I'll continue singing the songs to you out there, but that's my attempt at it anyway. And that was a pretty good song also. Again, the bouncy, fluid guitars. They busted out the electric guitar. They pushed up the electric sounds of the guitar on that Shut Up and Dance. And it almost feels like a Missing Persons song. Or maybe Missing Persons sounded like Pearl Harbor and the Explosions. But you can kind of feel the similarities there. They were contemporaries, and everybody was feeding off of each other at the time. But the makeup of the song feels they both Missing Persons and Pearl Harbor and the Explosions on that song, they sound kind of similar. And if you like that kind of vibe, you're going to enjoy that sound, that song. Side two is leaves a little bit to be desired. The first few songs I feel are kind of throwaway. They didn't do much for me, and I don't think they hold up very well over the years have gone by. So I kind of leave them on the floor. But the very last song on the album, on side two, Up and Over, that one's also really pretty good. Once again, it returns to that style from side one, their unique style that they do very well, which is a very fluid guitar and the bass line that's herky-jerky and feels like it feels like he's playing the bass in reverse. It's really kind of an interesting sound. And in between that guitar and that bass is Pearl Harbor's sultry vocals are just fitting right in the middle there. And packaged all together, they have a really great sound. And when it works, Pearl Harbor and the Explosions are really putting together some good music. Those songs that I mentioned to you, I think, stand out over time. So overall, I would say a good 60% of the album is still really good. I don't think I'd pay top dollar for this album if I saw it in a used bin, but anywhere of a moderate to low price, grab it, jump on it. This is classic new wave, California, San Francisco new wave sound. It still holds up, and Pearl Harbor is still around, as a matter of fact. So you can find her on Instagram. So look her up. She's still playing around out there and making herself known and still being viable. And isn't that what all of us want to be? All right. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time with another album or a different topic on Netchook Arts. Please remember, like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.